Today I'd like to offer you a Gosling. The hook I have in the vise is a 200R. This is a size 10. This is a 3 extra long semi-drooped hook for nymphs or dries. This is from Green Caddis Outfitters, greencaddis.com. Going to use black thread. This is 8/0 thread. We're going to put a base of thread down to the rear of the hook, holding that thread at a 45-degree angle from the shank, and will help you keep tighter wraps. And we're going to move that thread back just to where it will hang at the point of the hook. And that looks about good. We're going to start with the tail, and for the tail we're going to have 4 pheasant center tails fibers, and we want these to be about the length of the shank from the rear of the hook. I'll go and tie that down. And we'll trim away that excess. Next we're going to put on a gold wire. You can use oval gold tinsel. And I'm going to put this on the side. Okay. Now for the body I'm going to use an amber Antron blend dubbing. The pattern calls for amber seal's fur. I don't have any of that, so I'm going to use the substitute. And with this noodle, you could see that I have that wire tied in the back, and it's making a bigger lump. So I'm going to make the noodle smaller right at the top to compensate, so I don't get a bump. And we're not going to wrap our noodle too tight there. And we're going to go ahead and wind our body. And I'm going to put a little bit more dubbing on there. And we'll bring that dubbing up to about 1 eye length from the eye of the hook. I'm going to take our gold wire and palmer this forward, making even spaces as we go, and tie that off at the front. That's going to add our weight. This is a 26 gauge wire, it's a medium. That's going to help it get through the water. And I'm going to rotate that wire till it breaks off. Take my fingernail and get that end of that wire down. There we go. Now we got less chance of cutting our hackle or our thread. Now before we go any further, I'm going to take my dubbing teaser, my Velcro, and just dub this out a bit. And go all the way around. For our first hackle, I'm going to use a hot orange saddle hackle. This is a short one, but I want that web, as this is going to be a wet fly, and the web will help move the fibers better. Attach my hackle pliers, pull everything to the one side, and we're going to give this just a couple of wraps. And that looks pretty good. 2 wraps was plenty. And we're going to tie that in. And we can remove the excess and secure that. I'm going to come back on it just 1 thread width to help send the fibers towards the rear. Now the second hackle, we want a barred hackle, and this is a teal flank. Has a very skinny stem. You want a nice skinny stem when you're going to wind a flank feather. You can also get feathers from a breast feather. I'm going to tie this in by the tip with the curve towards the shank of the hook. Go ahead and remove that excess. Put those hackle pliers on again. And we can wind our hackle. May not look real great now, but when we finish it off, it'll be good. And I'm going to tie this off. And remove the excess. Going to take the hackles that are pointing forward and push them towards the rear. And we can make a head. And tidy up that head. Take my whip finisher. And finish it off with some head cement. And here we have a Gosling. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends, leave comments, questions, suggestions, and most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.